All right. Sergey Kovalev says he's going to knock out Canelo Alvarez, and he has a secret weapon to do it. Not so secret in my opinion, and that is Buddy Mcgirt. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And also, I want to say thank you so much to the people that support on the Patreon, people that support in the live streams, Monday through Friday, right after Trill Boxing Talk, and our weekending show, OG Boxing Talk, Sunday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time with my co-hosts, Blood Boxing, KQKC Boxing, Curtis Anderson, and Trap House Boxing. Please be there when we wrap up the week of the boxing. We have a really, really good show that we do every week. I think that you guys will definitely enjoy it. Now, let's talk about Sergey Kovalev and Canelo Alvarez. And I'm going to talk about it from the Sergey Kovalev point of view because for some reason, well, not for some reason, for no reason, this fight is taking place between Kovalev and Canelo Alvarez, okay? Makes no sense to me. It's not a mega fight that anybody asked for. It's completely manufactured. Manufactured demand for this. And it seems as if what Canelo Alvarez is doing is trying to have a sort of, kind of, close to Canelo Alvarez versus Gennady Golovkin 3, except for they're replacing the slow-footed Eastern European Gennady Golovkin with the slow-footed Eastern European Sergey Kovalev and moving it up 2 weight classes so that he can become the new Henry Armstrong and get weight divisions, hold titles in 3 weight divisions at the same time, the first time since 1938. You know, that garbage. That if you have even a basic appreciation for boxing history, you would know is fallacious at best. Okay, it's fallacious at best. It's fallacious at worst. It's just fake. It's just straight up phony. But Sergey Kovalev is looking at him side-eyed like, man, I don't know what you think. I don't know why you think it's so soft over here. Sergey Kovalev says, look, man, he's going to stop these dreams of Canelo Alvarez, and with this light heavyweight run type of stuff, Canelo Alvarez is now saying doesn't have any problem fighting Arthur Beterbiev, and what he's gonna do at 175 pounds. But in order to do that, he's got to get past Sergey Kovalev. Now, I've done other videos about Sergey Kovalev and why I think that Canelo Alvarez will win this fight. In brief summary, it's because I think that he is basically the style of fighter, styles make fights, the style of fighter that Canelo Alvarez wants to fight. He wants to fight slow-footed, basic European style fighters. And he's done that in his last 3 fights. Quite honestly, even Daniel Jacobs kind of fits that model a little bit as well. But definitely Rocky Fielding. And definitely, was it Rocky Fielding was his last fight, Daniel Jacobs and Gennady Golovkin, and now Sergey Kovalev. Definitely not the style of fighter that gave him problems, which are like the Arislandi Lara or Austin Trout type of fighter, southpaw fighters that will move, that will counter, right? That you can't just stand right there and slip punches from, that you're going to actually have to go find, that type of fighter. Regardless, that's why I think Canelo's going to win this. And, the fact that that Kovalev got knocked out multiple times, and it's been shown to Eddie Reynoso and Canelo how you go about beating Kovalev. That's why I favor Canelo Alvarez in this fight. However, there is, like I said at the beginning of this, a reason to maybe doubt that. And it is Buddy Mcgirt. Buddy Mcgirt is an excellent trainer. And Buddy Mcgirt said that maybe Sergey Kovalev will go to Canelo's body, it made me think, you know what, man, this dude's going to have a good game plan. He's going to have a good game plan for Canelo Alvarez. What I think the game plan is going to be for Canelo Alvarez are 2 punches. Jab to the body, straight right to the body. Jab to the body, straight right to the body. Followed by maybe a left hook upstairs. But the reason that I say that is the biggest strength that Canelo Alvarez has, and especially in something I think is exceptionally important for him to have when he's fighting bigger guys, is his head movement. His head movement inside, in close. Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion, one of the best things that he does in boxing, I mean, all the fighters in boxing, is that when he is in close quarters, he can make you miss. He can make you miss and make you pay as good or better than anybody else in the sport of boxing. He slips punches on the inside in a James Toney-ish type of manner. And not only does he make you miss, but when he makes you miss, he makes you pay for having thrown a shot. He did that, and he did that to Gennady Golovkin very, very well. The fight that first brought that to my attention, though, was when he fought an older Shane Mosley, but I saw it with Shane Mosley. A lot of the punches that you think are landing on Canelo Alvarez to his head really are not landing. He's rolling with those punches. He's ducking up underneath. He's ducking underneath those punches, and he's countering you. That's why I think a lot of people believed that Gennady Golovkin beat Canelo Alvarez in the first fight. They thought that Gennady Golovkin was landing a lot of those shots, and he was throwing a lot of shots, but a lot of those shots were not landing. They might have been slipped by about that much, but slipped by that much means it did not land. And if you don't watch for that type of defense on the inside, it's easy for you to miss it, and you think and get carried away with the fact that somebody's throwing a lot of punches. But hey man, punches that don't land don't count. I say the same thing about Tyson Fury. Wagging your tongue halfway across the room and lifting your hands over your shoulder, that doesn't count. The way that the emotion you're reading of somebody's face and whether you think they want to be there or not, that doesn't count. It's whether or not you land clean, effective punches, ring generalship, right? And defense. Those are the criteria that you score on. When you're slipping somebody on the inside, you're staying there against a taller guy and you're slipping punches. That's both ring generalship and that's defense. And you're neutralizing clean, effective punching. And that's what Canelo does. What I think when Buddy Mcgirt's game plan for that, I do believe, are going to be jabs to the body. Jab, because he's the taller man, and Canelo Alvarez does not have the best foot speed in the world. He winds up sitting up against the ropes. Sergey Kovalev has a tendency to jump away from the ropes when he doesn't need to, and he gets somebody on the ropes. But if he just lands jabs to the pit of Canelo Alvarez's stomach, straight hands to the pit of Canelo Alvarez's stomach, those, you're not going to slip those. With your shoulder, a shoulder and head movement don't slip those type of punches. And eventually it's going to get him looking for it and allow Kovalev to land big shots up top. I don't think that Gennady Golovkin is going to be able to control Canelo Alvarez with a jab to the head. Jab to the heads are going to get slipped by Canelo Alvarez. And when he gets inside, that's not where Kovalev wants to be. Kovalev is not, and this is something that John David Jackson said about Kovalev. Kovalev never really wanted to learn inside fighting. He wants to keep you at the end of the jab, keep you at the end of his punches, where his long levers, where the really can land and do the most damage. But with Buddy Mcgirt is going to know how to approach Canelo Alvarez in that way. Buddy Mcgirt was in the ring with one of the absolute best ever at doing that, which was Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker, and gave Pernell Whitaker good fights. He knows how to fight and how to approach a guy like Canelo Alvarez. The question is Gennady Golovkin going to listen to him? Is Sergey Kovalev going to listen to him? I think from the progression that we saw from Sergey Kovalev in the last 2 fights that he had, I think that he's listening to Buddy Mcgirt. I don't think that he wants to go out like that against a smaller man like Canelo Alvarez. I think that he listened to, if you look at the Ileander Alvarez fight, which I do believe was the first fight with Buddy Mcgirt, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but the way that his adjustment between the first and second fight for Ileander Alvarez, Kovalev showed more heart. He showed that he was listening to his trainer. And, Kovalev ain't the best guy in the world, man. Actually, I don't like the guy at all. But look, man, the guy can fight. He can punch. He has a lot of championship experience, and he's a human being. Human beings, sometimes you got to hit rock bottom to learn to listen and to learn to correct what it is that you're doing. And Kovalev most definitely hit rock bottom in between the fights with the Kovalev, the two Andre Ward fights, and that first Ileander Alvarez fight. So, look, man, there is a way through for Sergey Kovalev, but if Kovalev just tries a jab and go straight right to the head, it's not going to work because those punches just are not going to land. You know what I mean? So anyway, it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.